everyone. My name is Brendan Derone. I am the Chief Distribution Officer with E4 Insurance Services. Today is April 6th, and we have Mason McKinnie from Principal on to do our brew. But I thought I would share my screen this morning because the collection of National Day, sometimes you can't believe it until you actually read it. So, National Caramel Popcorn Day, nothing terribly exciting there. National Sorry Charlie Day, I had to look that one up, but it's basically a day for being rejected. So, as we have a collection of salespeople out there, you know, I imagine at some point in your life you haven't made a sale and been rejected. So this day is for you. It's also National Student Athlete Day, National Teflon Day, which if you're going to make caramel popcorn, you might want to do it in something with Teflon so it doesn't stick. National Tartan Day, National Alcohol Screening Day. So this is for people that suffer from or have family members that suffer from alcohol dependency. And to go with it, we have New Beer's Eve. I just suggest that you go find it, National Day calendar, click on it and read the nice poem that goes along with it. I'll save you all from reading it myself. And National Carbonara Day. So if you're wondering what to cook at home for your 20th straight meal, now you have a suggestion, some caramel popcorn and some pasta. With that, I'm going to hand it over to good friend and RVP from Principal, Mason McKinnie. Floor is yours.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brendan. Some of those are relatively applicable. I guess hopefully after today you'll come to find out that Principal is trying to do all we can to avoid participating in Sorry Charlie Day. Going to talk about really working in a social distancing environment, how to do business when face-to-face meetings or exams can't be done, and then just take it from there. So first, thanks to the folks at E4. Really appreciate the invitation. Obviously, unique times that we're working under. Typically, we would do a 15-minute concept idea, sales idea, but thought this might be a good opportunity just to take a minute to help explain what we're doing as a company to make it easier for you guys to write life insurance with us, really, and in general. We know that a lot of carriers out there have updated requirements, have updated process and procedure relative to fluidless underwriting, and we believe we provided some nice options for you as well in that regard, in addition to what we already do from an accelerated underwriting, drop ticket, and Principal Life Online perspective. So before all of this kind of came to a head from a shelter in place and exam company shutting down, and inability to get life insurance done, we were one of the first companies to come out with we're the first company to come out with an accelerated underwriting program, which is, for those of you that may or may not be aware, ages 18 to 60, up to $1 million with a telephone interview for a Part B or a tele-app, our drop ticket or online Part B, along with our Part A and Part C, however you'd like to have those completed. We have the ability to underwrite a file with an MIB, a prescription check, and an MVR, as well as the answers from our telephone interview Part B or online Part B, place those into our algorithm, and if qualifies for standard or better based on our proprietary algorithm, no outside third-party vendor information, we will issue a policy immediately, and you should have receipt of that within 48 hours. Tremendous success. We've been doing this since 2012. It's something that helped ignite kind of the accelerated underwriting world with other carriers, and it's something that we've become pretty darn astute at. We recently partnered that with our Principal Life Online, which is a start-to-finish electronic application and signature process that is currently available in some capacity for all products or for all term products up to $2 million in face amount up to 74 years old. We are looking to hopefully expand that and use that with other products as we get in the social distancing world, and more to come relative to our ability to do that. That said, we've also partnered with DocuSign, and our friends at D4 have been, I believe, have been set up with us, where we can now accept DocuSign on any and all products from an electronic signature standpoint as well. So there is no real way that we have not hopefully created and thought about to allow you to work electronically, virtually, digitally when you otherwise can't meet with your clients face to face. Really, the only thing that has lagged is our ability to underwrite business outside of accelerated underwriting. We know that over the past few weeks, exam companies are not allowed to go out, or examiners are not comfortable going out, or more importantly, your customers and clients are not comfortable inviting an examiner into their homes to complete the exams. In addition, with healthcare providers being overrun with the current pandemic, we know that obtaining APS information is also extremely difficult, time-consuming, and will provide additional delays above and beyond what we already know, love, and experience. So it's our goal to expand on what we've done from an accelerated underwriting standpoint, and as of March 24th, came out with additional underwriting guidelines that will hopefully allow you, when the case permits, to write life insurance without the need for a current insurance exam, and the ability to help your clients get the coverage that they need. The one thing that we have seen, and hopefully you've seen it as well, is as this virus and disease impacts more and more people, I think mortality is something that is talked about more often, that is thought about more often, and they need our help more than ever to make sure that they get the coverage that they need and want in today's environment. So we have created additional underwriting guidelines for ages 18 to 60, up to $2.5 million up to age 40, up to $2 million from ages 41 to 60. So for those individuals who meet the accelerated underwriting guidelines, which I will follow this up with a checklist of those guidelines, as well as everything I'm going to talk about today from an underwriting update standpoint, that have had an exam completed in the past 24 months, so past 2 years, by their doctor or another insurance company, and that does include labs, we can review that in lieu of a current exam that we're not able to get right now. From an APS perspective, we have partnered with a digital health vendor by the name of Human API, very similar to a physical APS vendor. These guys just specialize in human health data. We've been working with them for the past 18 months to bring something out to our market. We fast-tracked that a little bit to give everybody access to that information so that we could help in today's challenging times. Human API will pull all of the digital health data from your insured, from your clients, as well as information from their patient portal, if the healthcare provider subscribes to Human API services. And then we will use that in partnership with that 24-month-old exam or labs. And if we are able and the information is adequate, we will extend an offer without the need for current exams and labs at this date and time. Again, that's limited to $2 million for 41 to 60-year-olds and $2.5 million ages 18 to 40. That's available for any product that we offer, and really I think is a way for us to allow the conversations to still be had for those that can and want to buy life insurance, but we've otherwise lost that opportunity due to the social distancing environment. The process is relatively straightforward. the first thing that we're doing is if you have any cases in-house at Principal that could qualify this outside of accelerated underwriting, is we are notifying the E4 case management team or the field office contact that there is this potential opportunity. We have 3,000 plus cases in-house right now that could be affected by this positively, so we're getting through all those. So if we haven't heard anything yet, stay tuned, hopefully we will. But in addition, as you are submitting applications and as you become aware that an exam is going to be very difficult, if not impossible, I ask you to reach out to your E4 team. They'll work with us to get these cases identified. And then as requested, we will then send out a link. That link will go to the insured. That will be from Principal and Human API. That will allow them to log on and share their digital health data with Human API and Principal. It's a one-shot data pull, so we do not continue to have access to that information. And then based off of that and the exams and labs that we're able to obtain that are less than 2 years old, and as long as there's not any major medical conditions that would require APS or anything else that would require additional information, we will make an offer based on that. If there is a condition that we need more information on, we will first try to obtain APS data or information to allow us to make an offer. With the last, I guess, option being postponing until we get a current exam. So, for example, I had a $2 million case on a 40-year-old last week where they could not get an exam. He has Crohn's disease, which otherwise would not come out of an accelerated underwriting option if the face amount didn't already, and would require us to go full underwriting. Because he actively manages his disease, or he has a recent routine exam and labs. And so we were going to be able to pull that and use that information with his digital health data. And then we were going to request APS for Crohn's just to make sure everything is current, up to date, and he's well maintained. As long as that comes back good, we should have no problem making an offer without that current exam and get him covered very soon in a time where otherwise he wouldn't be able to. So hopefully that provides a little bit of comfort knowing that we are here. We're partnering with E4 to help you folks write life insurance, to help you folks continue conversations that you've been having. We know people are still out there having those conversations. We know that insurance is still being bought. The world is shutting down, but this is a necessity that I think is still going. Last week, we had 130%, I guess our app count was 130% of our stated goal or metrics, albeit most of that was volume-based, but we are not slowing down, and we are finding ways to continue to help you folks not slow down and write life insurance every single day.
Mason, this is Dan. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know we have some advisors on, one in particular, who, when he asks his client if they'd rather do a phone interview or go through the portal, go through a online interview process or answering the questions online, a big majority of his clients choose that online. Can you just discuss the process when applying and for accelerated underwriting, how a client can request to do it online with Principal? Yep.
So, and I'll send out an FAQ piece as well, just so they have that. But they can complete that via our drop ticket. You can ask the basic question, submit that to Principal, and then ask for the online part B. You can complete it that way. We can complete it via e-app, and depending on product and face amount, you would have that option. The only one that's not available right now is our IUL Tune from an e-app perspective, but we're getting that uploaded soon. So we will send you the link to access the online application or the online Part B. Feel free if you want to complete the drop ticket with principal. Again, short form, 8 to 10 question, basic Part A questions. We'll then complete the balance of that via very short telephone interview, but the online Part B can be completed on their own, and then we will send that out for electronic signature to E4, then who will then release it to the agent and the clients.
Thank you.
And I'll send up a follow-up FAQ piece.
Thank you, Mason. There are also a couple questions out there that I will answer. First being, when you say recent for labs, you're saying within the last 24 months is acceptable, correct?
Correct.
Yes. And
Correct.
then there's a more generic question about any carriers having a pandemic clause, i.e. they would not pay if you died from COVID. No, I know of none, and I don't think, almost 99% positive that that's not something that they could rewrite in. The only thing that we have seen is, a few carriers asking for statements of health automatically at delivery, and effectively attesting that you do not, currently have COVID. That would be the only concern. Or when applying, there's some carriers that are, outright asking the question as they're, afraid of people taking out insurance, keeping it for 6 months, then letting it lapse, just for, let's call it COVID protection. Not that, you couldn't do that if you weren't, if you were negative for the test, but that is not profitable business for the insurance company. So, that's the last thing that they want. And especially if you're sick, just taking it to see if you get through, treatment. That being said, everything, relating to this has caused people to focus on their mortality. And we've had a lot of success with our advisors going back to their existing, clients, especially those that have done, application in the last 12 months, and saying, would you like more? Do you feel you have, the right amount? And in that case, and depending on how recent it is, sometimes we can get an automatic offer. Other times they're going to, go back and, again, pull medical records, but they can avoid that paramed if they have blood work within the past 2 years. So a great opportunity. And like I said, a lot of your clients are truly questioning the mortality and wondering the what if, or their spouse, has lost their job and therefore their benefits, and, primary breadwinner is now even more important than they ever have been before. So thank you, Mason.
No problem. So just a quick elaboration. We will request a supplemental statement of health showing that they have not tested positive nor have known to be exposed to someone who is positive. And then the last thing that we are doing, because we know that times are tough financially, we have, as of last week, extended our grace period 60 days on all products. So it was 30. It is now 90 days grace period. So we are doing what we can to not negatively impact policies when someone's been furloughed, jobs are lost, paychecks aren't coming in, so they can hopefully retain this coverage through the worst of all of this. So again, appreciate the time. Any questions, please reach out to your E4 team, reach out to me, and we can get those answered for you.
Thank you all, and happy New Beer's Eve. Have a great week, everyone.
Take care.